Ukraine, which was also dominating the second day of the SCO meet today. As the second day of the SCO foreign ministers meet commenced today, Russia's Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov made strong statements condemning the attack on the Kremlin. Lavrov alleged that the drone attack on the Kremlin could not have happened without Washington's awareness, although Ukrainian President Zelensky and the United States have already denied their involvement in this attack. Russia is still accusing the duo of jointly orchestrating the assassination attack on Putin. Lavrov also said that Ukraine's denial of its role in the alleged drone attack is typical of the ability of its Ukrainian and Western friends to lie. The foreign minister threw a subtle threat by saying Russia would respond with concrete actions. Listen in to what Russia's foreign minister had to say at the SCO today.
If you believe that as soon as the United States and Ukraine rejected the accusations, we should stop thinking what we know about. This is not the case, and the ability of our Ukrainian and Western friends to lie is very well known, and the entire situation is illustrating the crisis, which is much deeper than just the behavior of the regime headed by Zelensky.
Another shocking incident has taken place while Sergey Lavrov was addressing the SCO. At the same time, a video has surfaced, that of the head of the Russian mercenary group, the Wagner group. The head has released a video blaming top defense chiefs for losses suffered by the Wagner group fighters in Ukraine. The Wagner head was seen standing in a field of corpses and claimed that the Wagner's losses would be 5 times smaller if the defense ministry in Russia had supplied adequate ammunition. Listen in to his furious tirade.
There are guys from the Wagner PMC who died today. The blood is still fresh. Film them all. Now listen to me. There are someone's fathers and someone's sons. And those people who are not giving us any ammunition will be in hell, munching on their insides. We have a 70% shortage of ammunition. Shoigu, Gerasimov. Where is the ammunition? Look at them. If you give us the normal amount of ammunition, there will be 5 times fewer of them. They came here as volunteers. They're dying so that you can gamble in your redwood cabinets. Take note of that.
All right, 2 very crucial developments that could now shape the fate of this war. Let me quickly bring in my guest, Fred Ware, who's a senior and renowned journalist, joining me live from Moscow. Thank you, Fred, for joining in. Before I delve deeper into what the Wagner head has to say, let's begin with Lavrov's statement on the Kremlin attack. He has reiterated that such a hostile attack could not have happened or been managed by Kiev without the knowledge of its Western powers, and that Russia will respond with concrete actions. Can Russia afford a major offensive at the moment?
Yes, well, this is quite standard. I mean, they do, the Russians, I mean, do believe that the Ukrainian government is a pawn or even a puppet of Washington, that they only do what they're told and clear everything in advance before they do it. I'm not sure about that. I mean, none of us know for sure, but it doesn't seem like that's completely true. Ukrainians do a lot of things on their own. They have very adventurous secret services. They've carried out a lot of operations in Russia, including assassinations and the blowing up of the Crimea Bridge. They've clearly done those things, and I don't think these are cleared in Washington.
Okay.
And I mean, it just doesn't seem right. But it's the Russians. The Russians keep trying to make this point, and it fits with their narrative, which is Ukraine is a puppet of Washington. We're in a proxy war with the United West against the United NATO
Right.
countries. by
But
Washington.
Fred, we've heard that narrative time and again. Where is this going to lead to? As far as the resolution of the war is concerned, Lavrov has said that it's impossible to resolve the situation by freezing the line of engagement in Donbass. Given Russia's history of frozen conflicts, is Donbass proving to be different for Russia's scheme of occupation?
I don't know. It's too soon to say because this war is still hot and apparently, by all accounts, about to get much hotter. Some sort of massive offensive appears to be in the offing. And it's only after the dust settles and we have some picture of what the military situation is after both sides have given it their massive best that we'll be able to say, even hope that it might become a frozen conflict, because that would at least end the killing and the destruction for some period of time and open the possibility that there could be a negotiated settlement down the road. But what we have right now is nothing resembling that.
All right, now let's talk about the Wagner head's tirade. Is Prigozhin's tirade an empty threat or a real escalation in the feud with Moscow's military leadership, which we've been reading for quite a while now?
Yes, this has been going on for quite a while. Wagner is a private army, which is a weird thing to even speak about. It's a kind of feudal, the Russian forces in the field. It's not just the Wagnerites who are a separate entity, but you've got Chechen forces and other groups that aren't directly subordinated to the Ministry of Defense. And there has been constant struggle between the head of Wagner, you saw him there, Prigozhin, and the Ministry of Defense over the supplies, mainly ammunition, but also armor and artillery and things that he needs. His forces are practically the only ones at the moment on the Russian side who are making important gains on the battlefield. And so he, being not a good soldier or even under the Ministry of Defense, goes on TV and appeals directly to the public with these kind of outright speeches and complaints and threats. So I think he's just wants more of a bigger piece of the pie.
But is that just it, that bigger piece of pie? How do you weigh in on the timing of this video, considering it comes just 2 days after the Kremlin foiled the drone attack, and at the same time there have been reports that it could be an inside job, perhaps by the mercenary groups?
Yeah, I don't think they're connected. He's been doing this, making these threats and complaints and public speeches for quite a while. This is the most intense one. He's actually threatening to leave the battlefield on May the 10th, which is next Wednesday,
right,
if he doesn't get more ammunition.
Right.
But this is what that is. He's blackmailing.
And before I end, because I'm so sorry, I'm running short of time, where will this leave Russia on the battlefield? Because let's not forget that it was the Wagner group that was fronting the fight in Bakhmut.
Well, I think that Russia, it may even be that the Ministry of Defense is calling his bluff, and that he will leave the battlefield, and his men will be replaced by regular Russian soldiers who have been mobilized and trained up in recent months. So I'm sure Russia has enough manpower, and maybe they actually want to get rid of him because he's an embarrassment, as well as being a very successful soldier. He creates these political challenges that are not just for the Ministry of Defense, but at some point his political ambition becomes visible to the Kremlin, and nobody in officialdom in Russia can like that.